Welcome back to the engine room. So we got a bit of a project here. Picked up this '07 KX250 two-stroke. It was a little bit more together when we picked it up, but stripped this thing down. Got the frame completely apart. Got all the rest of the parts underneath there. So it's an '07, last year of the KX250 two-stroke. So pretty iconic bike. Well, pieces of bike, but it's all here. It's pretty complete. So engine has great compression, no fluids in it. Got the handlebars, Pro Taper handlebars. Gonna need a set of grips. Got to bend this clutch handle back. Got a couple upgrades here and there. Here's a Moose Racing shifter. Got leaking fork seals. So this side's leaking. It's got a nice burr in the lower portion of the fork. So we're probably gonna have to do the inners. I'm gonna get a seal kit, redo those. There's some burrs and marks from vice jaws. It's definitely been ridden, but got a really good deal on this thing. My cousin ended up buying it, so he's been in here stripping this thing down. The previous owner actually sandblasted the frame. So they sandblasted it, and then they started hitting it with a torch to try and blue it up, but we're probably gonna put a coat of paint on it. It's already pretty much prepped, so he wiped it down. We're gonna hit this thing with some emery cloth just one last time. Hit it with some acetone, get it hung up. Gonna hit it with a etching primer first, get that dry, and then I think we're gonna do this high heat aluminum. So I love the Rust-Oleum high heat paint. This one I used on an exhaust system recently, and it was quite nice. You're supposed to bake it, but anything's better than not. So we're gonna spray this thing down and then probably hit it with a heat gun just to kind of bake it in there the best we can. It goes on nice and thin, which is great, so it doesn't add a lot of thickness to the frame itself, so it's not really a worry about like clearances or anything when it comes to any threads or any holes. So we'll get that going. That's gonna be number one, is get a good paint job on that frame, and then it's a matter of just building this thing back up. So I think these are upgraded triple clamps. We'll take a look at those. Bearings seem good. They're all greased, but we're gonna repack all those. New set of Pro Taper grips. Got an FMF Shorty. Yeah, FMF Shorty. It's a little dented, but not too bad. We're gonna clean it up. Might pop those rivets out, get the dents out of there. Just got some hardware, original carburetor, radiators. I mean, it's all there. It's just a matter of putting it all back together again. But should be pretty cool once it's all back. Got a FMF pipe down there with some dents in it. So gonna get the air compressor kit, get that hooked up, get the dents out of it. I think it's an aftermarket rear sprocket, so we'll count the teeth, see where we're at. I think this one, the drive sprocket, might be aftermarket. Yeah, it's a Renthal. It's got a 14 on there, so I don't know if it's larger, smaller, or what it may be, but it's definitely aftermarket. So, but pretty cool. Not going to be a show bike. It's just going to be clean, tight, and dialed. And I really hate getting projects like this where it's already in pieces. But, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's all there. So just a matter of really putting it all back together, and we're going to get a better product at the end of the day, because it's a matter of, you know, we're going around with the torque wrench and making sure that everything's perfect and dialed. So get a chance to grease all the bushings, check all the bushings. We're going to have to do those fork seals, so we're going to know those are going to be fresh. I'm not going to have to worry about that. So should be pretty cool. Got all the plastics, got all the plastic hardware. There's probably going to be a couple things here and there that we find that we're going to need, but should be a cool little project. And this thing makes, I mean, they say it makes 58 horsepower online, but it's more like 45. But still, that's a stupid amount of power. These are just too cool. So get it dialed in, and should be neat. So get moving on this in the next couple weeks, and yeah, watch it come together. So I've got that frame hung up here. I'm gonna spray it outside, but first we're gonna wipe it down with acetone, make sure that there's no oils on it. But you can see somebody did a decent job sandblasting it. I think it was just like a home job, but it's good. Got all the paint off, got it pretty much prepped. So once we hit it with some acetone, it'll be ready. Looks like somebody repaired this at some point. Some shoddy welds on there with some holes in the back, you can kind of see, but it's not too critical, so just gonna leave that. But yeah, the rest is there. It's just a matter of wiping it the rest of the way down. So you got some adhesive on here. I don't know. We'll see. But wipe it the rest of the way down, get some etching primer on here. They say not to let the etching primer really go crazy drying, so I'm gonna just hit it, give it a coat of paint, let it dry. That's it. Hit it with the etching primer. Let's see. It's gonna get lighter now because now it's made of aluminum. Yeah, that looks awesome. Looks like you've done this before. That came out nice. Baking it on.
That's it.
Handheld oven.
Yep.
We'll clean this up. We'll hit it with a little, once it's dry, we'll hit it with a little Scotch-Brite and give it another coat. But for now, looking good. So I'm prepping this thing for a second coat. Just went around it with some emery. Took the sheen off it for the most part. Wiped it down. A few little imperfections that we had, which I thought was the paint. It seems like it's actually in the etching primer. So I sanded them down the best I could, got them smooth. Might hit these spots a little bit more just to give us a better finish. And then I think I'm gonna go around with the heat gun, heat like these areas especially, preheat them. I like the exposed area, like this is right by the foot peg. So this is like a big wear area there and there, because that's the side of your boot while you're riding. A lot of this is pretty tucked in. It doesn't really get too worn, but especially here is a pretty big wear area. So I'm gonna just sand that down a little bit more. But as I go, it seems like it's going all the way down to the etching primer. So I don't know if we laid on the etching primer too thick. That's what it seems like because I'm already through the silver. So I'm just gonna go around, hit it a little bit more. I'll preheat these areas with the heat gun, and we'll give this thing a second coat and maybe see if we want to do a third. But coming along nicely. I like this paint. It lays good and it's tough. I mean, the fact that I have to really muscle it to get it off with emery cloth, it's good. So get that moving now. So this says to dry, let it dry 1 to 2 hours and then bake. So the first time we did this with the first coat, we baked it on with the heat gun right away. I'm gonna let this completely dry, or I'm gonna give it an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I'll come in with the heat gun and I'll really bake it on as best I can. And that should be it. But covered really well, covered up a lot of the imperfection areas. You'd still see a little bit of cracking, but it's gonna be fine. So that'll be that. What are you doing? Just giving this thing giving it a wipe? Giving it a wipe, a little acetone, clean her up. Just had this thing hanging from the chain here. Pulled the bottom drain plug. Somebody put nylon, like a nylon homemade washer on the bottom drain plug, so that was leaking. But opened that up, drained out the fluid. Fluid's nice and clean. So gonna get the right drain plug with the right washer. So we'll put that back together. Just check torque spec on the head bolts just while it's easy. That's good. So it was worth it. We're here now. And I think we're ready to put this engine back on this frame. So got the frame right here hanging out. So put the second coat of paint on that a couple days ago. It's all cured. Came out really nice. Good finish. And we'll get this thing put back together. Start making it look like a bike again. Oh, what's going on over here? Are you shellacking the back half of the frame? Right now, it's not looking like much of a bike. So
no, it doesn't look like anything.
told you, if that engine hangs around long enough, it's going to end up on a different project.
Oh.
It's going to end up on a LT2000 Craftsman riding mower.
That's what I... That's right.
Yeah, it just fucks her.
Huh? Yeah. Yep.
You want to use it? That's it right there.
This one here?
Oh, beauty. This is the gel.
That's good.
Just needs a drop.
So,
Starting to look like a bike again. Got the engine on there, all torqued down. Just put the swing arm and the shock absorber back on, rear shock. Got the radiators in, electrical parts hooked up. I guess next step is to start putting on that back half, right?
that's right.
So I got to torque all the stuff on the rear end. All the bolts in. We took apart the swing arm bearings, greased them all up because they had 2007 grease in them for sure. And yeah, back in business. So coming along, taking shape.
See that, baby?
What's that thing?
Oh, this is
Oh, are we torquing this? Are we doing this by the book? Sheesh, nice
unfortunately.
and slow and steady.
4 strokes. You don't have to torque because there's no power band.
Oh, okay.
So
only 2 strokes. Yeah,
to really worry about it.
Well, you have to torque it in 2 strokes. Oh, that sounds good. That's a very important bolt right there. Because that pulls everything together. We just greased them all up. Very nice. Good job. All right, we're going to hit the other ones.
Nice.
We're running out of parts over here. Got the whole back chassis on. Everything's Loctited and torqued. All right, front forks have to come back off because there's a little mar on this one. Right there. So that's why it's leaking. Justin's going to get a set of inner tubes. We'll get the fork seal kit. We'll pull these all, strip them down, put them all back together again. New seals and new oil. They'll be ready to go. But just wanted to put it all back together again, keep it on the stand. And yeah, that's about it. So I guess we're going to put these handlebars back on because they can go back on. Maybe we'll refrain from putting the brake back on. It's just going to have to come apart again. We'll see. But coming along. Not bad for a couple hours in the garage on a Thursday afternoon.
Not good.
Just trying to put all the plastics on loosely. Oh, you knocked off my pipe, my good exhaust pipe mount. That's just temporary. We got to get a bolt just to keep it from hitting the suspension. Now we'll figure that out.
So that's in.
That's in. Got the other side. Coming along. Just trying to figure out what we need, what we have for bolts and hardware. It looks like most of it's here. Pretty good kit, to be honest. Everything's pretty much there. All right, a couple days ago, we assembled this whole thing. It's pretty much, it's loosely put together, but at least it's all one piece now. But we pulled these covers off. So we got the clutch cover that came off, and we have the flywheel cover or the stator cover. Both of those are out for Cerakote, so they're going to be an almond color. And then all the bolts are getting a black Cerakote. Once those are back from Cerakote, we'll put them on, fill this thing up with oil, and we can probably start it. Went through the carburetor. Carburetor's nice and clean, ready to go. So we're going to put that back on. At some point, the FMF expansion pipe, Justin did a great job. He pulled that thing, cleaned it all up, put the air compressor kit on it, got all the dents out of it. I put some pictures up, came out really nice. Blued all the seams, lubed it up with some WD-40 to keep it from rusting. He is repacking the FMF shorty, so he's got a repack kit and a new nose cone. So that thing's gonna be brand spanking new. All new plastics. Ended up getting a set of Acer Bis plastics. So these ones, like this thing definitely hit the ground. Like there's some scuffs here, there's some scuffs here. Somebody went down on it. And a lot of the plastics are just, they've seen better days. So we got a full set of Acer Bis plastics, everything. So these are gonna come off. This seat, we looked up, or we started looking into it because it has this big gap, and we were like, all right, maybe are the plastics wrong? Is the seat wrong? Came to the conclusion that this is a KX250F and KX450F replacement seat from SDG. So this is the wrong seat. So we ended up finding a Kawasaki original race style seat And that thing came in. It's beautiful. And it's going to close up all these gaps. So it'll clean it up. It'll look really nice, and it just kind of makes the bike. So looking forward to getting that on there. But yeah, running out of things. I mean, it's really just a matter of getting those side covers, and we can fire this thing up. Gotta get the back brake on. Got new tensioning screws. Those have got to go in. Everything. We're probably gonna pull this back wheel and just like make sure that everything's right. I think there's like a couple loose spokes that need to get addressed. We have the chain that needs to get soaked in some penetrating oil. May need to get replaced. We'll see. But all the fluids came in, so we'll get this thing filled up. It's gonna get a new set of handlebars as well. And the brake lever was all scuffed and the clutch lever was bent. So new set of handlebars, gonna leave the Pro Taper risers. So fresh set of bars, fresh brake lever and clutch lever. So that's gonna be all new. And yeah, we're getting closer. We still gotta do these front forks. It's kind of like a point of contention because there's like, you know, you can get a set of used forks for like a couple $100. The inner tubes from Kawasaki are like $400. So it's kind of a fine line, but I don't want to we don't necessarily want to deal with somebody else's junk. So it's a fine line, but we went from like a budget build to like this thing being perfect, and it's really coming a long way. So waiting on some parts. Once everything comes in, we'll do an update. We'll do a part 2, and we'll get looking forward to getting this thing running. I did a compression test on it, and it's got like 225 pounds of compression. So I don't know if somebody shaved the head or did a top end on it recently. We don't really know the history of it, but it's definitely in decent shape. So looking forward to getting this thing out there. It's gonna be really, really cool. It's just amazing how tight everything is, how light this bike is, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be dangerous as hell, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. So coming a really long way. Thanks for watching, and keep an eye out for part 2.